rain poured down on the rooftop garden, soaking everything in sight. Emma clutched her coat tightly, her heart hammering in her chest, bracing herself for the unexpected twist that was about to unfold. The city below glimmered with lights, oblivious to the storm raging inside her and the storm she had just survived. She had barely escaped, an enraged executive chasing her through the Z-Tower penthouse, his heels clicking menacingly against the marble floor. That man Alex Crawford, the cold, calculating CEO of Crawford Industries, was known for controlling everything in his path, but tonight his attention was fixed entirely on her, and soon he would learn she carried more than just her dreams, she carried his future. The Crawford family, a dynasty with decades of wealth and influence in the city, had always demanded perfection. Their rules were strict, their expectations unyielding, and their desire for heirs legendary. For Alex Crawford, the family patriarch had made one thing clear: a grandson would secure the legacy, and he would not let anything or anyone stand in the way. Emma, just 19 and pursuing her career as a budding interior designer, had no intention of being anyone's pawn. Yet now, carrying Alex's twins, she was thrust into the very heart of a world of power, wealth, and ruthless ambition she had never imagined. Inside the grand Crawford mansion, the air was tense. Alex's father, Jonathan Crawford, 80 years old and still sharp as a tack, paced in the study. He had longed for a grandson to continue the family legacy, and now his wish was suddenly within reach. Alex, standing stoically in the corner, ignored the storm outside as he prepared for the family's annual banquet, where Emma would be formally announced as his and the mother of his children. His face, normally cold and unreadable, softened ever so slightly at the thought of Emma, the young woman who had changed everything. Emma, meanwhile, struggled with a mix of fear, excitement, and disbelief. Just weeks ago, she had been living a normal, if stressful, life juggling school projects and part-time work. Now she was about to step into a world of unimaginable wealth, political maneuvering, and family scrutiny. She had no illusions about Alex's reputation for being ruthless preceded him, but she had also seen moments of tenderness, flashes of the man beneath the icy exterior. Those glimpses had given her hope that he could be more than just a CEO with a controlling hand over everyone in his life. At the banquet, Alex spared no expense. The grand hall glittered with chandeliers, the tables adorned with gold-rimmed plates and exotic flowers. Emma, trembling in a pale blue gown, clutched her purse tightly, unsure of whether she belonged in this world of opulence. Then Alex stepped forward, his presence commanding attention. "Tonight," he began, voice deep and unwavering, "we celebrate Emma as my and the mother of my children. Anyone who dares disrespect her will find themselves on the wrong side of Crawford Industries." His words carried not only authority but also an unspoken promise of protection. Priceless jewelry, rare artworks, and gifts totaling over $2 billion were presented to Emma, each symbolizing his commitment and warning to those who might challenge her. Not everyone was pleased. Victoria Langley, a socialite who had long coveted Alex's attention, sneered from the corner. She had loved him since childhood, using her charm, beauty, and social connections to position herself as his rightful partner. But Emma's arrival, her pregnancy, and her undeniable determination had disrupted Victoria's carefully constructed plan. Her jealousy simmered, and she whispered false accusations to anyone who would listen, attempting to undermine Emma's position. Yet Alex's loyalty was unwavering. He protected Emma fiercely, cutting ties with Victoria and even allowing her manipulation to result in legal consequences, sending her to prison for her attempts to sabotage the family's honor. Emma's journey into the Crawford world was complicated not only by Alex's family but also by her own. Her aunt and uncle, desperate for money, threatened to expose her relationship with Alex unless he paid an exorbitant sum. They underestimated the CEO's resourcefulness. Alex handled the situation with calm decisiveness, sacrificing business connections and reputations to protect Emma, proving that his love was not tied solely to the unborn children, but to her well-being as a person. Despite the pressure, Emma remained strong. She focused on her interior design work, proving her loyalty not only to Alex but to the values she held dear. Her resilience and talent impressed many, including members of the Crawford board who had initially doubted her capabilities. Through her determination, Emma became not just a symbol of Alex's power, but also a person with her own identity and influence, earning respect from those who once dismissed her as naive or unworthy. The family's patriarch, Jonathan Crawford, grew increasingly involved. While he had initially insisted on the need for an heir, he began to see Emma's integrity and strength. Her genuine care for the family, coupled with her ability to navigate high-pressure situations, softened his once rigid stance. The old man, frail yet sharp-minded, began to embrace Emma, recognizing that she could uphold the Crawford legacy in her own right, not merely as a vessel for grandchildren. Amidst this, a darker subplot simmered. Emma's aunt, Lydia, had a dangerous past. She was a convicted murderer, responsible for killing her own parents. Alex had chosen to hide her existence from the public eye, fearing scandal and the potential destruction of the family's reputation. This decision weighed heavily on him, forcing him to balance love, morality, and legacy in ways that few could understand. Protecting Emma sometimes meant protecting those who had caused pain, further complicating the ethical terrain of their lives. Alex's love for Emma grew steadily, tempered by responsibility and guided by a desire to nurture and protect. He made a promise to never mistreat her, to always respect her choices, and to create an environment where she could flourish. The twins growing within her were not simply heirs. They were symbols of a bond forged through trust, care, and shared commitment. For Emma, this reassurance was life-changing. She felt seen, valued, and safe, even amidst the chaos of wealth, power, and familial intrigue. The banquet marked a turning point. Alex publicly acknowledged Emma, silencing critics and cementing her place in the Crawford dynasty. The gifts and celebrations were more than material. They were statements of his devotion and declarations to the world that Emma was not to be underestimated. Those who had attempted to undermine her learned quickly that Alex's protection was absolute. His reputation for ruthlessness now extended to defending those he loved, and even the most ambitious rivals hesitated to challenge him openly. Yet, life in the Crawford world was never simple. Emma had to navigate a labyrinth of family dynamics, from jealous relatives to skeptical executives. Every decision she made was scrutinized, every action interpreted through the lens of power and influence. At the same time, Alex struggled to balance his role as a CEO, son, and soon-to-be father. The demands of business, family, and loyalty often conflicted, creating tension even within their growing relationship. Through it all, Emma's character shone. She remained kind, thoughtful, and assertive, demonstrating that strength and humility could coexist. Her talent in interior design became a bridge to the Crawford world, allowing her to make tangible contributions beyond her personal relationship with Alex. She proved that she could thrive not merely because of wealth or status, but because of her abilities, resilience, and moral compass. Conflict continued to emerge. Victoria Langley's imprisonment did not end the social and business games that surrounded the couple. Emma's aunt and uncle remained a latent threat, and rival executives subtly challenged her influence. Each obstacle tested both Emma and Alex, forcing them to grow together and rely on one another. Through strategy, empathy, and unwavering loyalty, they navigated these challenges with increasing confidence. As the twins' due date approached, anticipation and tension heightened. Alex ensured every precaution, balancing business obligations with the need to protect Emma and their unborn children. His behavior shifted subtly where, once he was entirely focused on control, he now exhibited tenderness, patience, and a willingness to delegate. His growth as a person mirrored Emma's growth as a partner and soon-to-be mother. The birth of the twins became a defining moment. Alex and Emma's relationship was solidified not just by circumstance, but by the shared trials they had endured. The Crawford family, initially skeptical and divided, gradually accepted Emma, recognizing the depth of her character and the sincerity of Alex's commitment. Their love, tempered by challenge and adversity, emerged stronger than any wealth or title could provide. In the weeks that followed, Emma and Alex continued to navigate the complexities of life in the Crawford world. Emma's career flourished, Alex's business thrived, and the family gradually healed from old grievances. The twins became symbols of hope and continuity, representing the blending of legacy, love, and personal growth. Challenges remained, but together they approached each day with confidence and mutual respect. Through every twist, threats, betrayals, scandals, and moral dilemmas, Emma and Alex's story illustrated the transformative power of trust, empathy, and genuine love. They learned that wealth and power were tools, not measures of worth, and that true strength lay in protecting and uplifting those you love. Their journey, marked by resilience, courage, and heart, became a testament to the idea that even amidst the most ruthless world, love could thrive and inspire change. And as they stood together on the balcony of Crawford Tower, watching the sunrise over the city, Emma knew that this was only the beginning. The world would continue to test them, but armed with trust, integrity, and an unbreakable bond, they were ready for anything. Their story was one of danger, drama, and desire, but also of hope, growth, and the enduring power of commitment.